Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Light and Spirit. This sort of series has proved really popular. It just shows that most of you guys are whiskey drinkers and cigar lovers, which is a good thing. Today we have a treat. We're going to be smoking the Oliva Serie Melanio Gran Reserve Limitada. That is a freaking mouthful. What we're going to do is I'm going to do sort of the cigar bit and Andre's going to focus mainly on the alcohol. Now I don't know if it's sacrilege, but we are going to be drinking a rum with this cigar and Andre's going to talk about that in a second. So the Oliva Serie Melanio Gran Reserva Limitada is a 7-inch cigar, 50 ring gauge. The filler is Nicaraguan, the binder is also Nicaraguan. The wrapper is Ecuadorian and it's a full to medium body. You're going to look at about $400 for this cigar. This was recommended to us by the guys at Cigars for Africa. So a huge thank you for them. I'm going to nose this. While I'm doing that, Andre is going to talk about what we're drinking and why it pairs with cigar, even though you wouldn't think a rum would pair a cigar. Andre, go for it.
Okay. So what we'll be drinking is a 20-year-old Bumbu XO. So it's aged for 18 years in an old bourbon cask, and then a further 6 months to 2 years in a Spanish sherry cask. So it's a super smooth drink. Apparently rums can be had and enjoyed with a cigar, and this one particularly because of the fruitiness of it. So you're going to get a nice sort of vanilla to oak flavor, and then with a hint of a bit of fruitiness towards the end. So sort of toffeed hints towards the end. So I'm looking forward to how that's going to pair with this choice cigar. So yeah, let's get ready to do this.
For me on the nose, I got, and I don't want to influence you, I got what the Africans would call rooibos tea. I don't know. Brown sugar, like, you know, if you ever stored brown sugar in a container, you get like a very sharp sweet smell. So it's got a very intense odor. Yeah, that's what I got. How are we going to cut this? So I'm going to what's called a rose cut. I think Andre will probably do the same. It's something I saw for the first time by the guys at Davidoff of London. We're going to cut this, light this, and we'll come back with the first third. Let's do it. So guys, we're 40 minutes in. I'd say we're just touching the second third. The flavors I'm getting nuttiness, quite extensive nuttiness, little bit of caramel. I will say it's a full flavored cigar. Definitely not a beginner cigar. If you're a seasoned cigar smoker, you will really enjoy this. And also with this length being 7 inches, you're going to spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours if you're smoking this correctly. So if you are new to cigars, this might not be your cup of tea off the bat. But if, like myself and Andre, you smoked for a while, it's a really nice, full-bodied cigar for me. The draw, as always, with Oliva Cigars is super smooth. Just one of the questions I do get asked, do I smoke the entire cigar? Obviously we do, but for the purposes of the video, we won't go through the whole cigar in one video. We generally smoke one before, get the flavor profile, and then we will smoke one for the camera, because we only really want to try out the best cigars. Very cool cigar recommended to us by the guys, by Jason, I believe, at Cigars for Africa. Andre is going to talk about the rum, pleasantly surprising. Andre, do that thing.
Cool. So I was introduced to Bumbu rum by an uncle of mine from Canada, and when I went out looking for another bottle in South Africa, I happened to find this kick-ass looking black bottle, and I literally bought it because it was a cool looking bottle. And then I learned that it's the XO, the cognac of the rum, essentially. And very surprising drink. Definitely getting the vanilla and oaky flavors, and definitely at the back of the palate you get that fruity hints. I actually get bits of apricot as well, which I thought was quite enjoyable with the heaviness of the cigar, and I think it's a bloody beautiful combination. So yeah, I'm happy.
One of the things that you just want to remember is it's always nice to pair a cigar with something sweet. A cigar is generally quite a bitter thing, especially on the back of your palate. So having something sweet to pair it with, and a quality rum like this is a very good choice. We've been very fortunate so far on the channel where the alcohols we've paired our cigars with have been pretty good, and this is definitely one of those awesome pairings. We're going to get more into this guy and we will end off in the next section. So guys, we're about an hour and 40 minutes in. I'd say we got about another 30 minutes on the cigar. The burn has been really good, really level. I've only ashed it twice so far, so that's a very good sign. The Serie V Melanio is definitely for the more seasoned smoker. If you are someone who does enjoy a cigar, you will absolutely enjoy this. Very nice flavor profile, very full flavored cigar, and you're going to get about 2 hours out of it. If you're new to smoking, maybe $400 you're going to be a bit iffy about this one. Take your time, buy shorter cigars, build into it, but this is definitely one that you do want in your humidor. Just two things. One of the things, a lot of people have mailed me and inboxed me asking about feeling a bit funny during smoking a cigar. To combat that, just have something sweet. I generally would have a sweet, some cake, something like that.
Some dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, which complements the cigar really well. Just to get rid of that almost like rush of blood to the head feeling. Feel a bit lightheaded, that kind of thing. That sorts that out. Generally after a cigar, and I'm switched to Andre to talk about this, we would have an espresso. So what are your thoughts on the espresso after a cigar, and how do you feel and what do you taste?
So we've got a bootlegger's coffee pods, makes a beautiful espresso, and you know, the bitterness of a coffee with the bitterness of a cigar is actually quite good, especially at the end of the cigar when it gets a bit fuller. I think it just rounds it off really nicely, and one of the awesome things about the cigar is that it gives a beautiful fat puff of smoke, and the flavors of that in your mouth really complements the coffee quite well. So it's quite enjoyable, I think, right at the end, to slow your evening down to end off the cigar beautifully. I'm happy with it.
And then lastly, guys, before we do end off, on the retro oil, like I said, it's a bit of a fuller flavored cigar, so you're going to get a lot of pepper and a lot of heat on the retro oil. The beautiful part of a retro oil, and I do encourage you to try it maybe only 2 or 3 times for the life of your cigar, is you will get the full flavor of that cigar, both on the palate in your mouth and nasally, if that's even a word. So you get the full scent, and it's way more powerful, and really get to enjoy those flavors. Guys, that is a thank you to Jason from Cigars for Africa for this awesome recommendation. If you are a seasoned cigar smoker and you haven't got your hands on this yet, definitely add this to your list of cigars in your humidor. That's it, guys. Be safe, chill hard. Cheers. God bless.
Cheers.